On my last episode of the Schmuck Chronicles, I spoke about the progress I made towards my 3 goals. In case you didn't know, I'm doing a 20 billion kill point journey where I document my journey and partake in challenges each KVK to help me reach my goal. I called this journey the Schmuck Chronicle. It's a way for me to set myself milestones and enjoy the process of meeting those milestones, whilst also rewarding my loyal viewers with some flux and goodies along the way. On the last episode, I was almost able to meet the first challenge, which was to awaken my 3 important legendary sets to at least tier 2. I ended up upgrading a total of 12 different legendary equipment to tier 2, which makes me extremely close to meeting this challenge. I also had 1.6 billion kill points prior to Kingsland, only in Zone 5 and Pass 7. And now that Kingsland is finished, I'm happy to say that at least I have met the 2 billion kill point challenge in this journey. In fact, I was able to hit 2.4 billion kill points, which far exceeded any kill points I have ever received in a single KVK. In this episode, I'm going to be going through the aftermath of this KVK, my thoughts on our Kingsland, my progress so far on this challenge, how much speed ups and resources I used to get the 2.6 billion kill points, and my next steps on whether I will be migrating. So sit back and enjoy the show, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you like this type of content. Okay, so right off the bat, we did lose KVK. We lost Kingsland. Congratulations to both Earth Camp and Fire Camp for this win. I did say that this KVK was going to be a balanced one. I honestly didn't think that we were going to get beat in such a short amount of time. We did get pushed out within 8 hours. Obviously, we tried to stay inland for maybe another 8 hours, but we just could not handle the heat. I don't know what happened. We were doing really well past 7. We were beating them in the altars very often. I think we won every single altars, but when it came to Kingsland, the activity just dropped completely. I think we got a bit too comfortable in the past 7 with the amount of good trades that we had. We just weren't prepared for the insane push that Earth Camp was able to put on us. Lots of respect to our allies in Wind who tried their best and actually nearly got to Fire's Pass, but during their downtime they also got pushed back down. Unfortunately for us, we just couldn't handle the heat from Earth, and I'm going to be extremely honest in this video, we just were not prepared for the type of activity that was needed for Kingsland. And it wasn't just the activity that we were lacking, there was a few other fundamental things like filling the flags, making sure the flags are not burning, filling rallies, making sure that we are basically constantly launching rallies. And our ball organization, although it was good, it just wasn't on par with what Earth Camp basically brought forward. They were very coordinated. We have to give them that, and it was just really difficult for us to compete at this level. And you know, guys, a lot of people can't take a loss. They like to shift their blames on allies, or they shift their blames on certain members in the kingdom, and it shouldn't really be like that. This was a very balanced KVK. There was a lot of ups and downs, and at the end of the day, it was plenty fun. So we just have to take the loss and move on to our next step. I'm extremely proud of our kingdom. We did extremely well to land 2nd in DKP. We did try our best in this KVK, but unfortunately being able to kill, more than just being able to get kill points, you need to be extremely coordinated. You need to have the farms to fill the flags, have the farms to fill the rallies, and that is something that we lacked a lot. A huge shout out to our allies in Wind and our allies in Water, and congratulations to Earth for capturing the Zig and getting the star. And also congratulations to 3517, a kingdom who's fresh in Season of Conquest and managed to actually beat all kingdoms in DKP. We did get the S plus on this KVK, so that means we get 10% extra units returned on our deads, and also we also get the juicy S and S plus rewards, which is equivalent to a bunch of resources and 70k gems, which is always nice. I think this is one of the most amazing updates to have ever come in Rise of Kingdoms, rewarding players for fighting regardless whether they win the KVK or not. This is what my Hall of Heroes is looking like. I got 3 million troops dead, 60% of them are returning, and I spent 39 million resources in this KVK, which is the highest I've ever spent in any KVK I've been in the past. 10% returning, which I guess is okay, but come on, Lilith, you could do better than that. Imagine spending 39 million resources and only getting 3.9 million resources back. I think this is something that Lilith can get into and look into, because I think a lot of people quit due to not having much resources in their KVKs or having to spend and buy more resources in each KVK. Nonetheless, I'm very, very proud of my achievement. A lot of people might think this isn't much for a person who's 130 million power, but for me, this is the highest deads I've ever had without getting zeroed. So I'm quite happy with this. This is something that I can go off and be happy about. Whilst I'll still have you guys here, I'm just going to quickly upgrade this helmet to tier 2. I'm going to quickly do a quick awaken. This is what my infantry equipment is looking like. I'm just looking to upgrade the gloves, and then hopefully in the future I'll be upgrading the war drums to level 2, but I don't think I'll be doing this anytime soon. I'm also thinking to upgrade this ring to level 2, and this entire set should be complete. I also did a couple of upgrades to my secondary cav set. As you guys can see, the helmet and the weapon, as well as the gloves and the plate legs, are currently level 2. I'm slowly working on getting the plate body and the boots to level 2. I'm not really worried about the drums or the daggers because this is my secondary set, like I said. And then I'm going to also work on my secondary infantry set, getting this to level 2, the plate body, and then also trying to crit this because I've got lots of blueprints, so I can definitely get a crit on this. But I'm going to take my time because, like I said, when it's a secondary set, it's not really priority. And for my archers, I'll be honest, guys, I'm not really sure what to do with the archers. I have 2 archer sets, and both of them I've been extremely unlucky, getting no crits. I don't even want to level these to level 2 because it's just so difficult to get Dragon Breath plate, Dragon Breath helmet, and even the gloves. I don't know if I should even work on this or just keep it the same and then basically expertise these other marchers. My archers are really, really behind, and it's just such a put off to try to work towards them. And as for my siege, I don't think I'm going to put in anything at the moment. I'm quite happy with some of the reports that they produce. I don't think I'll be needing anything as long as I'm shooting from a long distance. And obviously, I'm not going to be really using them in KVK because I already have my 6 marchers ready. And getting that 7th march is just going to be extremely, extremely late into the KVK. As for the challenges and the giveaways, I think it's safe to say that I will be hosting a giveaway sometime this month for beating the 2nd challenge, which is to get 2 billion kill points in this KVK. And the first and last challenge will have to move forward to the next KVK. I also think to make the first challenge a bit more realistic, I will make it so that I will only need to awaken only 3 legendary sets to tier 2. And I'm going to ignore my archer set because I just don't feel like leveling it up at this moment. As you guys can clearly see, for me to complete my cav set, I just need to level up my ring, which I have the blueprints for. I have 2 blueprints. I just don't have the materials for this, not yet at least. And for my infantry set, I just need to level up the gloves. And as for my 3rd set, like I said, it's going to have to be one of these 2, my 2nd infantry or my 2nd cav. Whichever one comes first, if I get all of them to level 2, then this challenge will be complete. Like I said, I'm not going to be working on this archer set anymore because it's just way too tedious and it's just going to take a long time for me to get the Dragon Breath sets completed. Now I'm just wondering whether I want to level this up to level 2. I'm only 7 blueprints away from getting this to level 2, which I can get today, or do I want to get this to level 2? I already have the blueprints for this and I do have the materials, so I can do this today. But I'm not really sure whether I want to level this up and waste the materials for it, or do I want to level this up? I can get the blueprints for the cav one from Hunt of the History. I have more than enough hammers to basically get at least 8 blueprints, which is more than enough that's needed to get this to level 2. In terms of speed ups and resources, this is what we're currently looking at. I still didn't open the bag for this KVK. I still had plenty of resources left. And as for my speed ups, I have 1,000 days of speed ups. I use roughly about 1,000 and maybe 200 days worth of speed ups because I did start this KVK with around 2,000 days of universal speed ups and around 200 days of healing speed ups. So roughly around 1,200 total speed ups for me to basically get my 2.4 billion kill points, which, to be honest with you, I think is quite a good ratio. And if we're looking at the ore touch, I did land on rank 28 with this many kill points, and this is my healing points. So I am trading positively majority of the time, but there are obviously people who trade far better than I do because my gear is just not the best at the moment. And to be able to be at the top, you need much better gear. You need to be SVIP. And now for the main question, which is whether I'm migrating from this kingdom or not and going to a bigger kingdom. And the truthful answer is I will be migrating away from 07. And it's nothing against 07. I absolutely love and highly recommend 07 as a kingdom. They are insanely active. They constantly do forts. They're very, very social. It's one of the best communities I have been in. But unfortunately, I am blowing my speed ups a lot faster than I can regenerate them. I think I came into this kingdom with nearly 2,700 days worth of speed ups, and now I'm down to my last 1,000. As you guys can clearly see, I am blowing my speed ups a lot faster than I can regenerate them, and I just need to be in a kingdom that can compensate for that if I'm going to be going towards a 2 billion kill points challenge. And as for which kingdom, I'm still deciding. I still have a few options. Some options look a lot more viable and a lot more solid than others, but it's still not 100% confirmed. I'm still waiting on a few kingdoms to finish their KVKs before I make up my mind 100%. I will spend off-season here in 07 and enjoy my last moments with them, and I'll be streaming a giveaway very, very shortly. So make sure you're in my Discord so you don't miss out the alerts. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you guys very much for following me in this journey. I do appreciate it a ton. I wish you guys the best, and I'll see you guys on the next video or stream.